Hello everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to Leetcode. Today we are doing the sum of even numbers after queries problem. You are given an integer array nums and an array queries where queries I is equal to value I index I. For each query I, first apply nums index I is equal to nums index I plus val I. So increment the number at the index by the value. Then print the sum of the even values of nums. Okay. Return an integer array answer, where answer I is the answer to the ith query. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we say position 0, we want to increment by 1. And then position 1 we want to increment by -3, then position 0 we want to increment by -4, and then by index 3 we want to increment by 2. So to begin with, the sum of the even elements is 6, but we don't care about that. We add 1 to the first thing, so this is 2, so it becomes 2, 2, 3, 4, that makes sense. And the even elements are, well, the 2 we've now created, 2 and 4, which add to 8. That makes sense. We decrement that thing by -3. So then we end up with 2, -1, 3, 4. So the only even elements are the 2 and the 4. Okay, I think I understand what's going on here. I mean, the easy way to do this would be just to apply the query and then sum up every element in the list which is even. I suspect that would count as too slow because that's going to be, well, this is n and this is k, that's going to be n times k. Whereas if we keep track of the sum and just update it as we need to, I think that's going to be n, because we need to do the sum to begin with, plus k, because we then do each of the queries, but each of those queries is constant time. So we go from n times k to n plus k. And given that the number of queries can be quite long, that seems good. So the way I'm thinking we do this, let's say this first one started with a sum of 6, basically. And then when we apply the first query, it was an odd number and it became an even number. So what we needed to do was just add on its new value to our sum, and that's the total. So it was 6, we got a 2, so now the sum is an 8. In the next round, we had something that was even and turned it odd. So we've gone from even to odd, so we now need to subtract the original value. So the question is, if it's changed parity to even, then we need to add on the new value. If it's changed parity to odd, we need to subtract off the old value. If it has stayed even, we need to add on the difference, basically. So if it went from 2 to 4, we need to add on 2. If it went from 6 to 2, we need to take off 4, that kind of thing. And if it went from odd to odd, we don't care. So let's code that up. Let's do sum of num n for n in nums if n mod 2 is equal to 0. So that's our initial sum. In fact, we'll just call it s. For q in, no, in fact, for delta index in queries, except these are lists, not tuples, because this is silly. For delta index in queries, what we need to do now is go to nums, in fact, no, let's do this. Previous value is nums index. Nums index plus equals delta. New is, well, let's just say nums index again. If prev mod2 equals 0, if it was even and new mod2 is equal to 0, so this is it was even and it's now even, s equals, oh, no, plus equals new minus prev. So add on the difference between the two values. Elif prev mod 2 equals 0. In fact, no, I'm going to save these. Prev parity is this. In fact, no, let's go even stronger. Prev even, new even is new mod 2 is equal to 0. Okay, I'm getting myself, I don't like looking at these mods, basically. Prev underscore even, new underscore even. Oh, isn't that nice as a read? I don't even need these brackets anymore. Well, I probably didn't before, but they helped me with the grouping. Prev even and not new even. So it used to be even and it's now odd. We say there that this sum minus equals the previous thing. We no longer want to include that thing in our sum. Elif not prev even and new even. S plus equals new. Else always odd. Do nothing. If it was odd and it's still odd, we don't care about it. What we want to do is go to results is an empty list. Results.append s return results. Right. So if we were to go through this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, we would add those up, we would see 6. So then we would start with a 6 and then we'd look at at 1, 0 and we would save the previous value, which was 1, update it to be a 2 and say that the new thing is 2. We would say it used to be odd and it's now even. If it used to be odd and it's now even, we're going to add the new value to the total. So that's 6 plus 2, which is 8, and we're going to put that in our results list. And we keep doing that. Yeah, that seems to work. Let's do a typo check. Looks good. Let's use all the example test cases. Still looks good. Did I get lucky and just immediately see the answer to this one? I'm impressed with myself if that is the case. Now let's find the edge cases I've missed. Oh my god. Okay. I got it. Nice. So, much shorter one today than yesterday's marathon. Fantastic. I'm happy to take that win. As usual, do remember to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Do leave me comments about what else you want me to see. Do you want me to move away from Leetcode, try some of the other coding platforms? Do you want me to do something that isn't a coding challenge? Do you want me to show you some coding projects I'm working on or explain some theory? Do let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to branch out. But for today, that's all from me, and I will see you next time. Bye.